guys, it is the last video of the year, which blows my mind. It's crazy. I have now been a reseller technically last day of May, but we're going to say July. That's when I actually went into listing and I actually started making sales. So since July, 6 months, I have been a reseller and it has been quite an experience. Honestly, this has never been anything that I've ever considered doing, ever. Actually, back in like my early high school days, I did want to open up my own store where I sell like just vacation things, like souvenir stuff. Yeah, that was forever ago though. So I guess this is kind of like, I don't know. Instead of going through like how the sales went through the year because the year isn't over, I actually want to talk about 5 things that I have learned, or like 5 pieces of advice that I feel good about giving because I'm new, to new sellers who are like newer than I am. And the last piece of advice is the most important that I think is. So the first one, find community. This could be anything from like having a group on social media of other sellers that you can just ask questions, ask advice, and just kind of learn, glean information as they post things. I have a really good group. It's the Resale Water Cooler that Lonnie and Candace have. I think it's Shed Flips, I want to say. I have their link in the description. Highly recommend checking out their channel and the group. Even if you don't know anyone in real life that you can talk to like face to face, there's tons of really good groups out there and helpful YouTubers that can kind of like give you advice. Definitely find community. Don't try doing this on your own, especially if you're brand new, because it can be very daunting and intimidating and scary. My next piece of advice is to start small, or like work with what you have. You get into watching other YouTubers and or seeing pictures of like these warehouses people have where they have like all this room and you're over here like, I have a living room or a spare bedroom, you know, like that's it. Like right now, like this is what I have. It's not a lot. It's not even a whole room, because if I dedicated my entire room to this, I wouldn't have anything like that isn't eBay related. And that's not really healthy. I don't think that's healthy. If you let anything take over your life, there's a problem. There needs to be a good balance. And so eBay just has its own side of the room, and then I have all my bookcase is now back up, which I love that, and I have my writing desk and everything, so there needs to be balance. It's really important to not focus on what other people are doing or their setup. Focus on you and work with what you have, especially when you're starting and you want to go sourcing and get all this stuff to resell and you're excited about it. It's best to start with things you already have in your house that you want to get rid of. Start there. That way you're not putting any money out, because let's say you do buy a big ticket item that you're super excited to resell and you somehow make a mistake either on the shipping or there's a return issue or something, then you're out money, and no one wants to do that. So when you're starting, start with things you have in your home. I'm sure there's stuff somewhere that, you know, you just don't need anymore, and yeah. It may not have the best STR or sell-through rate, which is basically looking at how fast or how well something sells, the items that are available, and then comparing that to how many of those have actually sold, to see, like, because there could be like 10,000 of this item listed, but only 1 has sold in the last 90 days. That's not a good sell-through rate. So your items may not have them. I know a lot of mine don't because they're stuff from home, but that's just something, it may sit for a while, but that's just something you just gotta start with. Along with that, starting small, don't try to learn everything at once. There's so much to learn and to take in, and it'll be overload. So just tackle one thing at a time. Like, learn shipping really well. Don't stress yourself out trying to learn everything, because there's a lot. And even the most experienced seller who's been on there since the 90s, they even don't know everything. I've heard that in my groups, like, well, this has been a first for me and I've been on here for 10 years. So, I mean, no one knows it all. Third piece of advice, this is not a get rich quick scheme. I really don't think you'll make it rich on eBay. I've heard from other people who've been on there for a while that it's not like it used to be where you could make a lot of money on this. The times have really changed, and it's anything from the economy to just the platform itself has made a lot of changes, and it's not as easy as it sounds. I know when I first started, I thought, well, this is going to be, easy. It's not. It's actual work. And just like with any job, reselling is not for everyone, obviously. The number 4 piece of advice, and this is something that I have dealt with personally, and it really was difficult, but I still have troubles with this, obviously, because selling is, you have to have thick skin and realize that it's just like any business, any retail. You're going to have irate customers, you're going to deal with things, and you need to have thick skin and remember it's just business, it's not personal. I mean, some people could take it personal, or some people could make it personal, but it's just business. And one bad customer experience does not mean you're done. Like, there are thousands other customers there who are going to look at your stuff and, So I said all that to say this. When you make mistakes, don't beat yourself up. Learn from it and move on. Which I had the return, and then I had a partial refund, which I don't know if that was even a good idea. The more that You learn as you go. You're going to make mistakes. It's a given. It's just life. And some mistakes are more costly than others. So, I mean, the ones that are the more expensive are the ones that you're gonna remember those for a while. It's not worth the stress and the aggravation and the guilt. So yeah, it'll be okay. Then my final piece of advice, which I think is my personal favorite, and the thing that the umbrella that everything kind of falls under, is the golden rule. Treat others the way you want to be treated. Put yourself in the customer's shoes. When it comes to packaging, if I were receiving this item and this was packed this way, would I be happy? Would I not feel that my item was secure or safe getting there? Pricing is like, if you were the customer, would you pay that much for shipping and the price and everything? It's really just putting yourself in the customer's shoes. When it comes to taking pictures, as a customer, do you like to be lied to or misled to make it look like this item you're interested in is in better shape than it really is? Like, do you like it when flaws are hidden from you when you're shopping? And of course the answer is no. So just be honest upfront, be fair and respectful, and just treat them the way you want to be treated as a buyer. I think that's the biggest piece of advice that any eBay seller or any seller could give you, honestly. I know it can kind of be scary whenever you have to reach out to a customer for any issues or problems or what have you, and I get nervous every time I have to, message or respond to a message. It's like, oh no. But you just have to remember that just like you're human, they're human, they're no different. You just gotta be as professional as you can, be honest upfront, don't be a doormat. Don't let anyone take advantage of you, of course, but you just treat them fairly the way you'd want to be treated. So that is going to do it for this video. Did I miss any good tips? If I did, please let me know in the comments and share your best reselling advice. I would love to hear it. I'm sure others would as well. So thank you guys so much for watching. I appreciate you. I hope you all have a very Merry Christmas with family, loved ones, and you get to enjoy it and just soak in the true meaning of Christmas, which is Jesus. So y'all have a fantastic day, and until next time.